Afternoon.
Afternoon. Okay, so you must be able to see my screen.
Yeah.
So yesterday, we saw about these split elements, and we created a project, a mini project. So I'm going to continue with that split element part and project later on. So first, let me go back to that class where we did a split element, the split faces on the walls. So fine. So yeah, we have that shapes basically. What I wanted to do over here is that if I want to remove these split facings that I've applied it, okay, so maybe if I don't want it as split face, okay, to be applied it on the wall, okay, so it's very simple. You know, select the shape, okay, and if you press, if I trying to select the shape, you can see the entire wall gets selected. I don't want to select the entire wall. I just wanted to select that split face. And you can see once I select it, it will highlight me over here in the property that one split face is being selected. And then now if I press delete, that split face will go away. And similarly over here, so if I select that, you can see that split face line is selected. And if I press delete, it will remove the split facing. But over here now, if I try to select this split face, and you can see it's always selects the wall because this was not created by using split face command. Okay, so we have created this using the split region command in the wall edit. So now I have to come and select the wall and come into the edit type and come back into the edit structure actually. So just click on edit structure, hit the preview mode on, and make sure that in the preview also I'm going to select the section previews. And now if I zoom in, you're able to see that I'm able to see dark lines actually, which I don't really want it. Okay, so I don't want these lines to be appear very dark lines. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on OK and one more time OK. To come into the view tab and make sure that my thin lines are been on. So I'm going to take it and make it as thin lines. It will appear as thinner lines. Okay, so now we will not have any of dark lines appearing. So now once again, I'm going to select the wall and come into the edit type. Gonna come into the edit structure. Okay, maybe if I duplicate this, it'll be much better. And come into edit structure. We wanted to remove that split face that we have applied it. So here we have, you can see that layers. Okay, that paint layer and the bottom paint layer and other layers basically there. Okay, so if I want to remove this splitting regions, okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the option over here which says merge region. Okay, so I'm gonna click on merge region to merge the layer. Okay, so I'm going to click on that merge region and then I'm going to select this line. Okay, you can see that line if I keep the cursor very much near. Okay, you can see there is a splitting line. So now if I keep it, you can see I'm getting an arrow that is pointing upward, and if I keep the cursor up above, the arrow will be pointing downwards basically. So this means what? Now if I click it using the arrow upward, what will happen that blue layer would be applied it throughout the wall. Okay, means that blue layer paint would be the main thing for the exterior wall. And if I keep it arrow downwards, that means that yellow paint would be applied it to the throughout the wall. So which uh, layer you want to merge it? Do you want to merge the blue layer into the walls, or do you want to merge the yellow paint layer to the wall? You just have to select that. So supposingly, if I wanted to go ahead with yellow paint, okay, so I'm gonna, you know, keep the arrow pointing downward. You can see the arrow is pointing downward, and now I'm going to click on it. The moment I click it, you can see the entire yellow paint is being applied it throughout the wall. Okay, except for the top. So that is for the interior actually. I'm done. And you can see that external paint, that blue external paint, once again has zero thickness. Okay, so you can select that layer, and now we can delete that layer because that layer is no longer needed. So delete it, and then I'm going to click on OK. And then I will click on OK. And now you can see that wall does not have any splitting regions because we have removed it. Okay, similarly, on the other side also, if you don't want it, that splitting regions to be appear, so you can select that wall, come into the edit type, come into the edit structure, and wherever you have the splitting line, and you can then click on this option which says uh, merge region. This time, supposing with the white paint, I want to apply this one. Keep the cursor and arrow pointing upward. Click it. It will merge that entire layer. Now, if I do not delete this layer which has thickness and click on OK, it will give me an error. Error row 10 zero thickness must have membranes layer functions or to be deleted basically. Okay, that means the row number 10. This is the row number 10. Okay, there's a zero thickness has been there, so either it should have the function as membranes layer, or if it's not a membranes layer, then it should be deleted basically. So it's maintained, so you can delete that. Click on delete, and now it's gone. Now if you click on OK, there's no error. Apply and OK. So now if you see, there's no splitting regions being applied. Okay. So that's how you can remove the split face from the walls. Okay, and merge them into one. Okay, that's for edits over. Now we go back to our project that we have created. So we have just given them dimensions and created some basics wall at least. And I'm gonna even add layers to these internal walls as well. So let us click wall. The material thicknesses, minimum plasters, both the ends. And paint there 1.5 mm. much of it anything. Now we wanted to add the door and the window. And before I add this door and window, let me just make sure that I have given the functionality. Yes, I have given the functions and the wrapping. Fine. Just wanted to check whether the all the walls have the functionality and the wrappings. Okay, we do have it. So we can add the door and the window in the project. So let us start first with the door and the openings. So let's have the specification table for that. We do have some specification tables. So we have a main door. Let's go down here. So the main door is of 1200 by 2100. So add a main door in over here. So add a main door. I'm going to take the door command. When I took the door command, I have a single type of door only. So I have a single flush door over here, which if I select that door and if I applied it, these are very basic door. Which it doesn't have any detailing much. It doesn't have the frame detailings or any of it. So this door type is not the word that I wanted to apply it over here. So let me apply some different type of door. Okay, so to load many other type of door, we're going to come into the door command and we're going to take the load family option from here, load family, and when I take the load family dialog box will appear. Make sure that I come into the English folder. This English Imperial gives me all the Imperial families. I take English folder, go into the folder of doors, and I might have a lot of maybe type of doors. I have these glass doors, and single flash doors, and opening doors, shutter doors. A lot of types are there. But if I come into the residential folder, I might find some more types of doors. I have these double glass doors, and I have these side glazing doors are there. We have these other types of doors, shutter doors, double doors, sliding doors. Okay, so you can use any of these types of doors. So what I can do is I can load all of these type of doors. Okay, so I'm going to load all these together. Okay, sizes and everything that are available. We have to they all get loaded. So all the doors are being loaded. Now I can come into the list and select the type of door that I wanted to assign it. Okay, so the main door was of 1200 by 2100, which maybe I wanted a double door. I have it of 1500 by 2000 over here, which I can go ahead and select this. Gonna select this door, gonna come into the edit type, and maybe I'm just wanted to change its width and the height. So I'm going to duplicate this door and call this door as 1200 by 2100. Take that width height as 1200, door height as 100. Make it assigned. Somewhere over here. Assign it. So now I select this door. You can see I get these dimensions. These dimensions are temporary dimensions, which allows me to adjust the position of the door. So suppose if I get like 230 mm, so it's gonna leave 230 from this wall to here. Okay, so, and it tells me that from this end of this wall to end of that wall, that dimension would be of 2115 point something. Okay, which I can make this dimension permanent also. So if I click on make this dimension permanent, so to make that permanent, select this also and select this door and make that also as permanent dimensions. I can stay as a permanent dimension. I can select this dimension, add a witness line more. You can add one more witness line. Add up the dimension. That the dimension height is quite big. You wanted to reduce the height of the dimension. You can select the dimension and come to the edit type. Over here in the text edit, you can bring down the text height to 1 mm without the dimension heights. That's the door. We have it. This is track points for its door shutters. It is these or these grooves or these framings of the door actually. As it is. We have the window also to be applied in a similar way. So if you want window to be applied, add a window as well. So if I take the window command, go in the tab list. I have a fixed window, I have a placement window, and I have a double hung window. Now if I click on load families, go back to the folder of English, I'll search for a folder called as Windows. If I come in the Windows, you get a list of windows. These are the libraries of the windows that have been provided. So I can select all of these libraries altogether and load them altogether. Some of the library are already preloaded, so I'll just click on this option. This says override the existing version and its parameter. Some of the families would not be loaded because they are different category of window. So I'll say yes to that. Cancel once again. So now if I look into the type list, I have all the window type list loaded. And now from here, I can select which type of window we want to apply. Maybe we want to apply a sliding window. Search for sliding window. So we have a sliding window of 1500 by 1200, and the window that is required over here is of 1200 by 1200, so it's 120 by 120. So that's in centimeters. So we can come up here, select the type of window, come into the edit type, and to duplicate this type, this as 1200 by 1200 window. Change this with 1200 height as well as 1200. That will be there. I assign it. Now, if you see in the temporary dimension, it automatically marks me. That's the center of the room. So it's 1100 and 1100. That is appearing automatically. So keep it. Then I can make this, select this window and make it permanent also. I can give this dimension. Right. Hold it in as well. So window, similarly, you can assign another window right over here. So if I want to create a similar window right over here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this window and I'm going to take this option over here which says create similar. So what this action will do, it will create a similar type of window, okay, on wherever you wanted to assign it. So supposing over here, so it automatically finds that this is the center of my room. It snaps it, assign it. The dimension is, read the dimension. Line it properly so it's not center. So what I want to do is come into the center actually. So to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this dimension tool, align it, put it, find the middle line and the last line over here, and then I'm going to select this dimension and make it equal parameter. So now it's lines properly. You can see 1200, 1200, and 1200. I can remove this dimension line. So my constraint line is done. Okay, so I'm going to explain once again
So
how I.
could you show that again, please?
So if it's not in the center actually, so what I did was simply I took the dimension tool. I measured a dimension from this end of the wall to the center of the window and to the end of the wall once again. So it gives me two different values, okay, which I don't want it two different value. I want similar values. So I'm going to select this dimension. There is an option over here which says not equal. Okay, so if I say toggle this dimension for equality, so when I toggle it, it will make both the dimension equal, and then it aligns it also. So here we go, we've got aligned it. And now I can select this dimension line and press delete and then unconstrain it. Okay, so we got that equally aligned up. And opening to be inserted over here. So we can take the dot command, we can take the door opening. And it's not loaded, so we can unload that. So we can come to load family. And in the folder of doors, opening, door opening, and that door opening is of 1200 by 2100, so not that correct size. We can come to edit type, duplicate that 100. Height is 100. Slide middle, that opening. Dimension this as well. So yeah, that. So yeah, a lot of couple of windows and door. I have all these added on the ground level actually. So if you wanted to add all these door and window elements on not on the ground level but on the plinth level, you can select that and add that into plinth level into your 3D view. On plinthing height. If I select this window or this window, the cell height for this window is 900 mm by default. If you want to change the cell height, you can change the cell height as well. So the cell height is of 900 from the plinth level actually. From this specific level, the height of the window is at 900, not from the ground level. Okay. And if I select the door, the cell height is 0 from that level. That's perfect. So I come back to the printing level. I can still assign a lot of other doors and windows. Okay. Now, if you come in the ground level, I can see the dimensions, but if I come into plinth level, I don't see the dimensions. That's because it is two different views. So if you wanted to copy paste the dimensions on the plinth level as well, so you can select these dimension lines and you can copy them and paste them to the selected views. So paste it to the plinth level floor plan. And if you come to the plinth level floor plan, you'll be able to see that dimension lines. Fine details, so see that the colors. So it's like the door moves. So coming to the next row, we have the other windows and other door elements that needs to be added. So simpler window needs to be in the foyer. So we create similar command. Be equal. Yeah. Window. So like a lot of places have similar windows. The part about Revit is like it auto snaps the center line. Later on also you can equal it then, so it doesn't look like that's equal. So come over here, select that line and the last one. So it doesn't give you your equal toggle parameters, so equal it. So it's in center actually. Just to be sure that they are centered or not, just dimension and check it out. So wherever there were windows, we have attested the windows. Similarly, you need to add the door. Wherever there are doors needs to be attested. And when I come into the terrace level, actually, we have these parapet walls. On the top of the parapet wall, we want that coping, wall coping. So wall copings are generally these are wall copings on the top of the terrace wall or the compound walls. We have these stones, so that preserves uh, from penetration of uh, water in the walls actually. So I want to add these kind of coping profiles. So for that coping profile, I'll come into the insert command and pick load family. And the load family, we're going to go into the folder of English, search for a folder called as profiles. We have profiles. And if I can come into folder of walls, you might have corners. Yeah, these are the types. And we have this parapet gap, precast, brick reveal, we have cell precast, we have brick, other types basically to synthetic these cap precast parapet. Load that. So now it's been loaded. Now I want to assign that coping on this top of these parapet walls. You know, all of these walls actually. So I'm going to select these walls actually, all of these. Edit type, duplicate them, and that's 230 mm that wall. Okay, and if you select any one of these parapet wall and come to edit type, and come into the edit structure, switch on this preview mode on. Take the section preview mode. That's there. Take the option of sweep, and in sweep, then I can add a profile. So a new layer is being inserted. I want a profile of parapet cap of let's say 300 wide. So take that profile. Okay. And I want to assign it not on the base but on the top. So I'm going to take the top and then I'm going to click on apply. And look at it. We have that capping assigned it. So that's perfect. Click on OK. Click on another time OK. Apply. Okay. So we have the parapet cap being assigned it top of the wall. Look into your 3D view. You can see that a material also to that parapet cap. So if I select this, come into the edit type, the structure, come to sweep, this material is still not been defined, so it becomes some material. The stone category, other information is surface pattern. Let's say I'm going to take it as bit of sand density and cut pattern is going to be surface concrete. So take that concrete pattern patterns. the appearance option, and then the asset browser, appearance library, into the folder of stone, if I can find stones, stone types are there. Take this unfinished stone file and assign it. So you see that it will come up actually in realistic much betterly. Applied material, and you can also apply materials to the walls as well. So I can start putting materials to my external panes. To apply some stucco paints, actually some stucco, and apply some beige paint. Clusters. You need to fill up these information like product information are this. Ignoring right now. All my outlines of the walls can have that page color paint, and the internal walls can be white. Let us get this parapet walls by the parapet paint. I'll use well. That's which one? I'm not sure you got this time. Partition walls, and the partition wall of the materials that are being required. Piping and plasticings. So into these 100 mm bricks ones as well. So yes, completely signed material balls. Coming to the floor plan view, you can see them correctly applied it. Yeah. Now if you come into the vent levels, you can see them being assigned everywhere. It's perfect. Okay. Details coming to life. Right, so now next what? After we add all the door and window and the materials and the coping of the walls, we can add the shadja for that. These, uh, you know, window we wanted to. So we need to create the profile for that first. Or we might have already created one before, so we can use that profile. So if you want to use that profile, we're going to come and take the wall sweep command. First we'll load that, so we'll come into the insert tab, we take the load family, and we have saved it on the desktop that time. Go on that desktop folder and search for that sun shader actually. So we have profile, we can load that, and now we can take the wall sweep command and we can assign that sweep. Select that and give it an offsetting level as well. Okay, so I can give that level height as 2100. Let's keep it 2500. Okay. You can select the edit type feature, duplicate this, and you can use this as shade. Now select the profile that we have created, shape profile, and even the material. Select this, and you can give in an offset from wall parameters as well. So plus 18 mm offset minus 1. Just want to stick in, so 18 mm. The reason I took it as 18 mm, I'll tell you. If I select this wall and come into edit type, 15 mm is my plaster and 3 mm is my external wall plane. So 15 plus 3, that's 18 mm. So I want to stick into the 4 actually. gone inside the core, and I just wanted to make this thickness, this lintel. So I'm just going to come into the families and come into profiles. Profile, I'm going to search for that shade profile and come into the type properties. And in type properties, I'm going to make sure that the lintel thickness is to 230 mm. So I want that thickness to 230 mm. So I'm going to make that 230. Here we go. Yeah. If I want to assign this to these wall as well, so I can select this shade. I can take add and modify returns, add this wall, the wall, and this wall. These away. Becomes like a roof, in fact, a mini roof. And if you wanted a small, wherever there are windows, mark it here like a separate thing, or I can continue this entirely throughout the entire region. Let's move it a little bit 50 mm up, so 26, 50 height. So you can see that these roofing lines from the floor plan views. That's because if I come into the floor plan of plinth level, you see the underlay is set to be none. So in properties, is underlay is set to be none. So we can select this underlay. We can tell you that the base level is plinth and the top level is my terrace level, and we are looking down or up. We can select that. So you can see we are looking down. Now I can see that shade of my roof. Okay, it's like that, and we can apply that into subcategory of hidden lines. Get that dash lines appearing. Yeah. Maybe if I want to expand that shade length a little bit more, so if I come into properties, and if I check measure the distance and check, no, 450 actually, 432. So we can go ahead and check properties and increase this shade length to another like 80 mm extra, so I can make that to 468. Exactly as 450. Then you can assign the paint material to the shades as well. So if I come into modify, yes, paint kind of box, you can select that and you can select the paint, the external wall paint, and you can assign that paint to these spaces. Okay, so you can hit tab to select the face. You can assign the bottom face a different shade of color. Paint and use the white paints. Done. That's plenty. And then we can give tagging to each room as well. So maybe this can be my living room, this can be the dining room, this can be the kitchen, this can be like master bedroom, this can be another bedroom, master bedroom maybe. Okay, so we can give tags to the room. So to give a tag to the room, we're gonna see we have this wall drawing errors actually. Yeah, yeah, this error in the wall actually. So we have to rectify this wall. Modify small joints. Better now. The total curve actually. It's trying to little bit stick out, which is okay because proper circle actually. For the room tags, we can come into architecture. There is the rooms and area option being given over here. Take room command, and then I can apply each room tag. Each of these room can have a tag over here. Just want to split this wall. Zoom in and have to just find that core line, cut it. Wall selected. Now here. You can select this wall and we can off this option of room bounding because I want to consider this as one as an entire room in this passage. And if I can knock this wall off, it'll be better. We can have a better room this way. So an entrance, we can have a room. This can be the walking wardrobe. This can be a room. We can select each of these rooms and then give name to the rooms as well. Okay, so we can call this room as living room. Select this room and call this as dining room. master bedroom 2, master bedroom 1, master bedroom 1, kitchen, master bedroom 2. These textings, they are quite big. You can see, can reduce this text height and everything also. So maybe I want to reduce the height of the text. So I'm going to select this text and come into edit family actually. When I select the edit family, I'm going to select all these text that are there. Select all these together. And, come into the edit type and we can reduce the text size, which is 3 mm, which is quite big. We can make that to around 1 mm at least. Take this option, load into project and close, and load this into our project. Saying no, we don't want to save these changes. Override it, get that text size smaller. Okay. Maybe we don't want these room numbers to be appear, so we can select these text and come to the type and tell them that we don't want to see the room numbers, just the room name and the room area. So just show me the room name and the room area. Okay. So we can select that. We'll come back to edit family. The area is quite far away. That's the volume actually. That's the area. So just pull it all to nearest. So we need to adjust these textings so that they appear over there as supposed to be. And load in the project. Overall fix these things. This is the room name and room area. This one can be labeled as for walking bottle. So you can provide tags to all the rooms. So we can come to know that how many rooms are there in the projects. Okay. So far so good. We have applied it objects and like doors and window, openings, wall materials, shades, as well as the room tags. We can name this room as well. We have left out, so we can name this room as master bathroom 2. Text can be a little bit aligned it so that it fits properly. You can rotate the text also. So if you select the text, there's an option called you want to do horizontal text or you want vertical text or you want as per the model. Okay, so maybe if you want vertical or you want horizontal, you can horizontal. Okay. This way vertical, you can make less vertical, you can align it a little bit so that sometimes it doesn't fit, so we can actually simply there we have. So that's how we keep on continuing and completing the projects. To take and add the floor or the other type of walls. Maybe in the bathroom we wanted walls which are having tiles finish on the internal side, basically. Okay, so we'll see in the tomorrow's class that how do we add a tile finish walls.
So for the terrace, like there would be a vata, so that would be added in the slab, right? Which would
Yes,
come
we
later
can
on.
add through, yeah, we can add through sweep command also. You need to see the DPC, right? The in the corner
Yes,
end
so
of
the
the,
yeah, yes.
yeah, so that can be added through sweep command also, or that can be also been added to the slab command also. So if you come in structural command, you have this slab edge command where you can add the edge as the vata, okay, or the DPC course. Okay,
Yes.
we'll get into the tools and commands in next class. Okay, so we're gonna see how do we add floors, how do we add the other types of walls. So we have bathroom walls made. We have these finishing walls that are having tile finish with multiple types of tiles. We have these highlighted tiles in the center, and then at the base we have these skirting tiles and other things. So we've got to see that how do we add these skirtings and tiles and everything finishes into the projects basically. Okay, so to complete this entire model with detail. Okay. So whenever we cut a section, so supposing that I cut a section of this project and look into this detail, should be able to see complete detailings of the wall and the other elements. Okay. See that detail level of the shade and everything.
Yes, sir.
Align actually with the window and see there's a problem here. So you can once again take the align tool and align it. Shift this bit more down. Somewhere it's like not moved or that is, yeah, so the lines are small, so it's right. So you have to work on these section detailings then. Okay, so the space or a gap is being leaving, so you have to look into that why that space is appearing. And some of the walls are not being aligned, so you have to make sure that the walls is aligned. So that needs to be taken into the factor of changes. So you have to fix this wall error that is appearing. A lot of details are there next going to be considered. So we'll look into this next class. See why we are not getting what the cut of the walls. Slightly extending actually. All right. So I'll see you tomorrow at 2:30. I'm gonna edit this project. Okay. So see you guys tomorrow.
So tomorrow is Saturday, so we'll have class, right?
No, not Saturday, Sunday. But then I'll see you directly on Monday. About that. So I'll see you on Monday. So meantime, I'll give you some assignment work to practice. Okay. So I'll share you
Yes.
on your email. Okay. So just have a look by tomorrow morning. You'll get an email. Okay. Where you have an assignment to make it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Video link I already shared to you of all the remaining class also. Okay. And I'll also share you the link of the class records of all the other links. If you want it again to get downloaded, you can have it from the online link as well. So I'm going to share you that also, and the assignments work by tomorrow on the email. Okay. If you have any doubt, anything that's need to be asked, you can ask me on my WhatsApp, or you can email me, or whichever means feels you easy to ask it, you can ask us. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir.